Okay, so this is going to be for the water signs, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Let's see what's coming in. I feel like I should use this deck instead. It just looks easier. You left something behind to start new. Okay. You don't want any part of the drama. Okay. Some of you went through a very strong shift. Like you said, my fortune's wheel is turning, so I don't want any part of that. Let's see. Let's just go for it. I'm mostly a water sign. So I do have an Aries sun, but I mostly have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and air. This is your time to shine. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Things change. Two of Cups and the Cross. There's someone you liked and they like you. There's restitution, balancing of the scales. You're researching something, looking into it, learning about it, seeing it. You're surprised. It could make you a little like unnerved. Four of Swords. There's an Earth Queen, a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, or someone rich. There's something you don't want to give up on. You're like, this matters to me, but it's difficult. Five of Wands. Your approach is wrong, first of all. Like, as a water sign, you can't just avoid and then fight with someone. It's like, well, you hurt my feelings. That was insulting. When I come back, I'm coming back. You're matching their energy, which is not working. You need to show compassion, and you will. Okay. This person's younger than you. There is some lying or trickster about someone who's trying to discover or show what someone did in the past or um what someone did as a child. Not a child. There is here this energy of I'm good, I'm on my own now, I don't need that. Emperor. It could be a father, a husband, or an employer. This person is juggling or trying to negotiate or appraise. There's a king of air. There's someone who's going to make a final decision, and it's not enough. Okay. Um, you're not doing it right. You, as a water sign, you need to be. What do they need to do? You're Four of Swords. You've said, I'm not discussing it, but I'll come back with a stick. Okay. It's not going to work that way. So, what's discovered and found out about these people, you do try to come back with compassion and offering the cup of emotions, like maybe saying, oh, I'm really sorry about that. But on your mind is like, I want receipts. You're like, I want the receipts, and then I'm going to fight you, which is kind of like spooky. Like, oh, you want the receipts? Um, you used to like this person, or you have a bond that you share with this person. So, what's going on for the water signs? Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Ten of Cups. Four of Coin. Moon. Something's hidden. Okay. So you're like, well, if it's not clear, I'm not giving it. Somebody may have done this to you before, where like they're trying to swindle you, and you're like, no, I don't care. No. They offer a coin. There's like this thing, I'm hearing it called like a buyback scheme. It's like if you buy it from me and then you can buy it from someone else. I don't know what a buyback scheme is. 444 on the clock. What is buyback scheme? Let's see. Because I'm not quite sure. A buyback scheme? Oh, I think I know. What is a buyback scheme? It's an arrangement between a company, seller, manufacturer, or government to buy something back after it's been sold, usually under a specific condition. Vehicle buyback. A dealership agrees to purchase a car after a certain period if it has a serious defect. Ooh, okay. Trade in or buy back. Retailers can take back their products when customers want to upgrade. Okay, I'm actually dealing with a buyback. Like, I got a car. I do like it. I love it a lot, but it's near the end of its time and I want a new car. So the Carvana says they'll buy back your car. There is something there with that. But there is dishonesty around the negotiation or arrangement. There's like something here. It says governments can do purchases such as firearms, agriculture, or a permit to reduce circulation. It can be negative. A buyback scheme. A promoter promises to repurchase something at a profit later, which might not be suitable. Stocks, cars, real estate, buyback schemes to reduce circulation. Okay, whatever. There's a coin coming, but there's a seven of swords around it. What is that? A water sign and an emperor. So it could be you and a father. It could be you and a person in power. What's the outcome? On your mind is like, this is tough. A page of wands. These two people, fire and water. What's going on here? It's very difficult. A ten of swords. Some of you are selling a business. Somebody could buy like your channel or buy your store and then lease it back to you. That's what it is. Somebody could buy your house and lease it back to you. There's nothing wrong with that. There could be a rich person you know that's going to do that. It gets you out of the trouble you're in. What is strength? It ends the situation. How does it Ten of Swords, how does it close it out? It persuades. It persuades. Ooh, and there's a tower and seven of swords. Ooh, that's not so nice. Somebody threatens that if they don't do this, you're the six of air though. You're like, I don't want to engage. I'm out of here. Is the water sign a six of air? Because you think that you're entitled to it or it's justified. Five of swords. You maybe want revenge, or maybe you think someone wants revenge on you. Um, and death. You feel like it's done. So what is this here? A king of swords, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This person is, it could be you, but it's someone who's saying absolutely no, like an absolute. And you're disappointed in a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sag. You're disappointed in what this woman does. Queen of Air, there could be two women, an air sign and a fire sign. There's disappointment around that because you think I'm entitled or I deserve better or this is insulting. Why is it insulting? Because it's so not good. It's so distasteful. Someone might be like, I'll do a buyback scheme. It's not a scheme. I'll do a buyback, although the word scheme is like right there. Buyback scheme. And you're like, no thanks. There's something or someone who's like, no thanks. I don't want it from these people. These people have done it to me before. I don't want it. Okay. Because the root of the issue is something isn't being given. It's Four of coin to a five of coin, or whatever is being given is not enough. And so then you heal and recover. You're excited because it closes out the cycle, but there's something where you don't like these people or you don't like the arrangement. So what happens with the water signs as the outcome? You're determined to do it and overcome it, and you will be successful. Your mind is made up. What's the mind made up for? There's a conflict around something that is shown and discovered. Somebody finds it out, shows it to others. This water king or someone who's in charge stands up and defends what comes to light. Could be like a lot of texting or a lot of messaging coming to a person here. What is a buyback? I know what the buyback scheme is. So there is a government can purchase a firearm pollution permit to reduce circulation. You're thinking this is great. You're kind of like, well, this is good because at least I don't have to deal with it anymore. But there is moon energy and seven of swords around it, and on your mind is if I just do this, it will be not easy, but it will be working out favorable. For some reason you think it's the appearance of strength. Okay, so what shows up for the water signs? You are determined to do this, or someone's determined to do this, and it could be regarding a car. We have chariot. You're wanting to reconcile. There is something tower. There is something shocking, surprising that disrupts your life. Accelerating fire. Earth King, you think strength gives the perception of strength. You're going to do it on your own. You're surprised that this emperor steps forward. Maybe you want it hidden. You don't want anyone to know. Knight of Swords, they threaten. Page of Cups and Devil. Somebody's very innocent, but they're caught up in like this situation. Okay. What's going on with the outcome? You will appraise and negotiate, juggle and handle, and you will get justice. Okay. From this King of Swords, somebody is going to rule in your favor. Someone will sign the document. And what happens there? It closes out the cycle. Death and Four of Swords. It's an end. It's a death. And you will be comfortable and you'll have what you need and everything will be okay, but your Four of Swords, you won't have to talk to anybody. Why don't you want to talk to anybody? It's insulting. Ten of Swords, it's over and the cup of emotions overflows when someone gives this to you. Very nice. Oh, and it is your Nine of Cups that this works out and generates. This is like generating income for like a variety of people. Like the landlord gets paid, you get paid, they get paid, everybody gets paid, and you get to walk away. Eight of Cups. You get to say, okay, everybody gets paid. The cup of emotions overflowing on a Ten of Swords, though, could feel extremely hurtful or like a betrayal of trust. Um, but you do come out of this in a good way. You come out of this better than before. You might be selling things off. Like, I'm just selling it off. Um, Piecemeal. You could be returning something and it still has value. So the store is like, okay, that's fine. You can bring it back. Um, okay, let's see. The cup of emotions overflows on having to defend yourself from this conflict. This changes fate because it was held in the dark in the moon. Ten of Cups is the future, fulfilled emotions when Three of Swords. The Day of Judgment is coming. There's a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sag. What do we have there? There's a death. So there's a nostalgia around a situation, memories, and then something closes out or ends. And what happens there with that? Somebody looks at the value, they consider it. What is it worth? Somebody makes the offer. It attempts to reconcile what you're going through because of the risk. And that works. It actually works. Two of Cups is underneath. So what happens here with the wheel? Why does the wheel turn? You find out the truth. Okay. Why was it in the moon? Why was it hidden to begin with? Someone was trying to negotiate. They were trying to evaluate or appraise. They were juggling. They were trying to make a determination. There is a tower on this energy, and when it's discovered, it's very shocking or surprising when you find this out. And what is the Queen of Wands? This person's curious. They ask questions. They want to know. There is something about being strong or resilient on this King of Water. And someone is fearful about Four of Swords. Maybe that's you. Like, I'm just not going to talk. What is the Tower? The sun shining on the fear, or the sun shining on someone's paranoia. What happens here for the water signs is the end. What is being found out? Uh, Someone goes public. Six of Wands. Eight of Air. And there's healing. So there is hope restored. So we have a surprise here from a King of Air. This person doesn't care. They're just like, whatever, pouring out the cup. This Air King, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Someone's like, I don't care. Nope. And you get out of this. You're like Six of Air. I'm out of here then. I'm out. I don't want to confront. I don't want to talk. I don't want to discuss. There is a divine intervention. You start to evaluate the worth. This seems like to me for the water signs, it was never worth it in the first place. Like, if you have to go through all this, I mean, it's almost like it wasn't worth it in the first place. I don't know why that's the case. Let's just go off the top. I just don't even want to deal. That's how I feel. I feel like I just don't even want to deal with it. Like, oh, I don't want to deal with it. Why does someone not want to deal with something? It's too exasperating. Okay, let's see. Somebody's rage is more than you want to deal with, and you know it's false. You're like, I'm just trying to get over a flu here. And yeah, like some of you are healing from illnesses. You're going to be highly blessed if you maintain an ambitious attitude. There is someone ambitious, or you're ambitious, and then there's someone who also has greed, um, an intellectual talent. So there could be a lawyer, like a greedy lawyer you're dealing with. Some of you want to be famous or to get your name out there, but there is something about you made a mistake or you're aware of mistakes and someone has pride where like it's like willing to admit a mistake and there is restored. The situation may have criticized you, but you will be restored. You feel like, well, once I'm restored though, but now I'm still in the situation where I'm like in a situation that's unsavory for me. So in a way, like I said before in other videos, there's a book called Operation Mind Control. There are things people do they can't control you, so they control your mind. And so they make you feel like there is a game. What's it called? What is a mind control game meant to keep somebody psychologically bound? Mind control game, it is not formal, but it is a manipulative behavior intended to influence, confuse, control, or undermine someone, used through gaslighting. When someone is very obvious, like, how many fingers am I holding up? Three, five. No, it's three. How many fingers am I holding up? Three or five. No, it's three. You're telling them something that's like, don't believe your lying eyes. Triangulation, bringing in other people, using threats, anger, or intimidation. Coercive control, designed to dominate others, undermine their confidence, and make them feel less independent. So the goal is to make someone feel uncertain of their own mind, dependent on the other, anxious, easy to influence, easy to gain control over, feeling belittled, having your credibility or mental state questioned, being singled out in front of other people. Because if other people see it, then they're getting witnesses. Like, see what, um, being called into unexplained meetings at work because it makes you feel like, oh my God, I've done something. A behavior that is consistent with bullying, undermining your mind, making you feel difficult to focus. Okay, so what is mind control or psyop? Uh, okay, it did it. A psychological operation is an idea formed as a product. It is coordinated to influence a person's beliefs, emotions, perceptions, or behaviors through propaganda, persuasion, or a psychological technique. To me, it is the selling of an idea, but it can be associated through intellectual marketing groups, singling out through manipulation, control, brainwashing, cult influences, or emotional abuse, making you feel bad for something that is not your fault. It's something that you didn't do. If a water sign is sensitive and empathic, you could be um, narcissists could be like, oh, this person cares. Oh, I can use that to my advantage. They care about other people. Um, so so psyop is actually packaging an idea and selling the idea, whatever it is. If the idea is like this person is ugly, we're all going to package that idea that this person is ugly, and we're going to sell that and put it on the front page of the news. Or at work. Yeah, there's a tower for you. Shay. What's going on with the water signs? It has to do with an emperor. So there's either an Aries or a person in charge of a husband. It's not enough. Wow. What happens here? Okay. You're just like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to say. I don't want to give my opinion. Why is that? I'm craving something suddenly out of the blue, which is really weird. What is it? It's like a bacon, like scramble bowl. That's not something I want to eat normally, but I'm feeling that with like sausage, like a bacon scramble bowl. You were a water queen, and then this person comes in harsh, king of air. What are they doing? Based on the past. Ooh, trying to make you feel guilty. There it is. A fire sign woman. Aries, Leo, or Sag. Don't break it down to elements. This is not about fire. This is about you just want to heal. And what goes on here? Cup of emotions overflows on this scenario. What happens here? It's a test of your strength. It's not easy. The cup of emotions overflows. We have a three of cups. We have an ace of cups, which means the feelings are shared by others. Why do you feel five of cups? Why does that happen? Because you feel like you're uncomfortable. There's nothing you can do. You're uncomfortable with this devil. You're put on the spot. Why are you four of swords? Wow, it's not just four, it's a ten of swords to the Hierophant. There's something that was like a duty, a calling, a school, um, a church. It's shared equally and this changes. Okay. It's distributed and this changes. And what is the energy of feeling stuck or uncomfortable? You said no. You said no. Mm. There's an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and a fire sign. These two women put you in an awkward situation. You leave. You're like, I'm done. What was this meant to do for the water signs? It's meant to put you under pressure for what? It's meant to put you under pressure for what? A negotiation with the devil. Ew. A negotiation with the devil. So this is a humiliation ceremony. And you're like, I'm not partaking in it. I feel bad, but I'm not doing it. You're like, I'm not showing up. I'm not saying anything. I think you did show up. You're there, but you're like, I'm not talking. I'm not saying anything. I refuse to testify. I'll walk out the door. What happens with the water signs here? It seems kind of serious. What is this? There's a fine and an unfair cost. And what is that? The plan seems impossible. I don't feel it is. You are trying to make a smart choice. Like, okay, I'm smart. Okay. There's someone who's weak and very like cowardly, like a coward, like the cowardly lion in Wizard of Oz. You're thinking, I just want to travel. I just want to go away. I just want to I don't there's a thing where you're like, I don't want anyone to know this. You are dealing with a stupid person here. Somebody who's not spiritual or an atheist. Ooh, no, 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 no. It doesn't change. What's the advice from spirit here for the water signs? Uh, so yeah, this is like a humiliation ceremony. It's like a meeting where they call everyone to the floor, they call everyone to the um conference room, and they single you out. And it is so embarrassing. And you think that this person is such a coward because you're like, you know what? They can't face me alone. You know that you could be dealing with a criminal enterprise, and this whole group is gonna fall. But they did it for a perception of unity, like a family gathering, a family picnic, a community picnic, a church picnic, a school function. There was huge mistakes made. There were huge mistakes made. For some reason, I'm thinking about my own husband right now, and like he's my favorite person in the world. And like I would never want my spouse to be put in a situation where he's in a humiliation ceremony. Like if he went somewhere with good intentions and everybody just clowned him, that I would sue, maybe. Mental force. This is very rageful, or someone has rage, unexpressed rage. What's going on here? You're dealing with a criminal enterprise, and this is about to fall. What else did they do? You were loyal to them, so you will be redeemed. Don't give up hope. This is temporary. This is more saying more about them than about you. The manner in which this person did it is disgraceful. However, it does call into question, why would you go in the first place? Not saying it's your fault. Why would you go in the first place? If it has happened before, why would you go? I know, because some of you have a high threshold of pain and a very high threshold of forgiveness. You forgive people unconditionally. So you're like, it's okay. I'll just go again. Maybe it'll be different this time. You have a high threshold of pain and you have a high threshold of forgiveness of others. You have to not turn it inward on yourself. What's going on? There's a fighting back and a pressure to balance the scales. Yeah. Some of you may have called police. Justice is coming. Somebody was protecting an evil person and being in conflict with them, getting up and going, rushing in, rushing out. You don't care, or this earth sign doesn't care. They're very neglectful. You're getting justice. What is this? Again, you get to walk away, Eight of Cups. You get to leave this situation, or you're leaving someone, or you left someone. Maybe some of you went to the beach because this is on the beach. Someone leaves someone on the beach, but it's like walking away. It could be like at a park and just saying, oh, I've got somewhere else to be. If somebody put you in a humiliation ceremony where we're all gonna, that's extreme female bullying. So I would not tolerate that again. I would not want to be psychologically compromised in as part of somebody else's psyop. Remember, the idea is the product. What are you selling? I'm selling strength, hope, victories, overcoming, saying, hey, you can get out there and do it. There is no situation that you can't overcome. And in fact, when someone has to get multiple people involved to make you feel bad, it's just disgraceful. So that's what I have. And I'll see you again in the next video.